This is a thought that most people quietly have, even without noticing it. Something is going to come and it's going to fix this. It could be a person, or it could be money, or it could be this big achievement, or one time you're gonna be enlightened and everything is gonna be okay. Almost anything can be used as an escape from discomfort. Purpose, money, family, philosophy, therapy, religion, they can all be used as a rescue project that something is going to come and save you. I'm not saying that these things are not important. I'm only saying that when they are used as a rescue mission, they will fail you every single time. That's something I like to call the salvation complex, and I have felt it, and you probably have felt it. So let's talk about how to actually deal with it. I had this picture of myself, of a smart, sophisticated, brave, cool person. Then the pandemic hit, and I was seized by this powerful sense of pain that seemingly came out of nowhere. I had no reason as to why it came. And it forced me to look inside, look at my thoughts and my emotions, my actions, and my place in the world. What bothered me the most was how much power negative thoughts, negative emotions have over everything that happens in my life. They were basically running the show, and I was just standing there doing their bidding. That's when it hit me that how you experience life is one of the most important things in the world, if not the most important. And so I made it my mission to share principles and experiences of how you can actually improve your internal experience of life. Less suffering, fewer destructive thoughts, a life that you feel is actually worth living. And that's why I do this. And one of the strongest dynamics I've found within myself is this salvation complex. Now, what if you're not actually chasing what you think you are chasing? Put it simply, the core of most psychological suffering is an attempt to escape, suppress, or avoid difficult internal experiences. There's even research on this. A guy called Steven has called it experiential avoidance. The salvation complex is just a sophisticated, socially respectable version of that. Nobody will ever call you out for wanting love. Nobody will ever call you for wanting to be ambitious and rich. Nobody will call you out for being deeply spiritual and devout. But underneath, the function can be identical to any other avoidant behavior. You're not moving towards something, you are moving away from something. And the thing you're moving away from tends to be emptiness, loneliness, pain, insignificance, shame, guilt, the usual suspects. And this is usually made most obvious when you finally get the thing that you want, and the feeling that you expected of achievement and attainment and this alleviation of discomfort. The feeling does not come. You get the job and you are still you. You get the relationship and you are still uncomfortable. You build the business and you're still you. Which begs the question, what is it you are actually looking for? Why would evolution do this to us? Why would evolution do this to us? Why is the brain wired to keep reaching for a salvation that never arrives? The answer is, it's almost certainly a feature of evolution and not a bug. Evolution doesn't ever care about your inner peace. It cares about survival and reproduction. An infant was so chill that they accepted that their caregiver wasn't coming. That infant died. That expectation for rescue is literally wired into us before we can even speak, before we can even be able to think. And also, at a tribal level, this actually made sense. You actually could rely on other people to come and help you out. That's what tribes were for, to share risk. You could expect that the person would do their part during a hunt and maybe the mammoth wouldn't overwhelm you. The problem is when that notion of people are going to rescue you becomes extended to the modern world. And we are remarkably good at transferring that savior role onto things that will never fill the hole. Money, status, love, therapy when it's done wrong, business partners, or spiritual guides. And here's the really diabolical part. Even when rescue arrives, when you get the money, when you get the relationship, when you get the status you are looking for, the relief is only temporary. The salvation complex doesn't update, the discomfort never vanishes. In its original form, the salvation complex, you're a child, you need care, you signal for that, and help comes. That's adaptive, that's functional, that's correct. In its modern form, you're a 40-year-old person waiting for a relationship or a career or a spiritual awakening to resolve feelings that you've had since you were 8 years old. And the thing is, you'll sadly wait indefinitely because the rescue is structurally incapable of arriving in the way you need it and arriving in a way that resolves the feeling you expect it to. During the pandemic, I was seized by this incredible sense of mental pain, and it forced me to do something that I hadn't ever done my whole life. It forced me to look within. And I tried to look, or I first avoided looking for a very long time, but finally the pain was like too great. I just had to look, and with time I didn't try to escape it. I just watched what was happening inside of me, and I watched what was happening inside of me the way you'd watch a strange animal that had suddenly wandered into your garden. Then I found that I was a strange animal. I was superstitious, I was insulting myself, I was distrustful of other people. It wasn't all bad, but I'm just highlighting some negative aspects. And there was this thing I call the salvation complex. What it is that I might have been scanning the horizon for something or someone to come and save me from my situation. And I think one of the most powerful things I did was just noticing it, not fighting it, not spiritually bypassing it with or framing it as a noble thing. It's just there, noticing it. And there's actual neuroscience behind this. There's something called interoception research. Bessel van der Kolk's work, Lisa Feldman-Barrett's research on how emotions are constructed. The more accurately you can perceive what's happening inside of you, the less you're at the mercy of it. You're not suppressing it, you're not escaping it. You are just seeing it clearly enough that it stops running you on autopilot. The salvation complex doesn't dissolve when you fight it. It loosens when you see it operating in real time. And that's not a comforting answer. There is no arrival point, there is no cure, there is no moment when you say that all is resolved and you said, oh, I got it. That's not a comforting answer, but I think it's the best answer. No one is responsible for your inner world. Not your parents, not your lover or lovers, not the universe, not God, not the future version of you that has already figured everything out. And that's a powerful thing. You are responsible for your own experience. Notice the dynamics happening inside of you. Don't judge them. Don't wage war against them. Just notice. And if judgment or shame comes up, just notice. Have goals and dreams. Create things, write music, make money, stick status and love, all of it. But don't stake your happiness on them. Observe what is actually happening within you, not just what you're telling yourself is happening. And remember, the instinct to grasp onto external things as objects of salvation is very unconscious. It's powerful, and it takes time to temper it, and that's fine.